Hello and welcome back to CSGB Racing. Randomly said the wrong league there, that would have been bad. But yeah, we are back here this time for the F1 sprint race here in Canada. If you haven't watched the feature race from yesterday, either pause the stream, come back later, or watch this race first because it's going to be a good one. And then watch the feature race afterwards because it was also another blind of a race. Yeah, I believe we have 17 drivers here to take to the Circuit Jules Villeneuve in Montreal, Canada. Once again, I did say this yesterday, but he did miss last week's sprint race, missed a lot of action. But he's back again for this one. We have Dane joining me in the com box. How you doing?
I'm doing good, thanks. It's really good to be here once again. As he says, we are here for the sprint race, and since it's Canada, it's going to be very action-packed, and I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, should we go on to yesterday? We had plenty of DNFs. Not many, I think 11 got to the end. After, I think he said 18 starters from yesterday, so not the cleanest of races, but in terms of driving etiquette, it was very good. Most of the DNFs were down to driver error. I'll give you the grid rundown once we can see it, but what I do know is Jimbo will be on pole, I do believe. After he was the first to retire yesterday. I think he was actually the second, but he somehow managed to become the first. Probably host privileges or something like that. Yeah, so this time we have half a lap as we had yesterday. So the drivers will be twice as aggressive on the first lap. So we should be in for a very good race. One stops all around. Probably soft medium or medium soft. Depending how confident they are not getting damage on the first lap.
Yeah, as he says, he'd have Jimbo on pole starting in after his DNF last week. Further down the grid, we do have Shea. I believe he's starting in 4th and Liam starting in 5th. These guys have shown their pace earlier on in the season, so I think Jimbo will take it, but these guys will definitely give him trouble as long as they can keep it clean.
Yeah, they definitely will. Running through the grid, now let's go tyres. Actually, tyres nice and easy one. Only Sven on the mediums. All the other 17 will be on the soft tyres. You can see Jimbo on pole ahead of Trixie and Festa. Shea then lining up on the second row ahead of Liam and Kazakh. They're your DNFs from yesterday. Something I'm missing one. Possibly, I'm not too sure about that. Then you finished yesterday with the full grid is reversed. We have Vapor King in 7th ahead of Hindle, Vapor Trench, and then Jay Prentice rounding out your top 10. 6th row then Timmy and the Mercedes. See the second of the pair of them tonight. Romsey then in P12 ahead of Eklund. Ogre Trainman, who has told me before this race he's going to try and keep it clean on the first lap. So we'll see how that goes. So they got a podium last night. Sven also on the podium in P2. Starting on the medium tyres there in 15th. Last night's race winner was on pole by half a second. Starts down in P16. And then as he missed last night, CSGB Rainman will be starting at the back of the grid. Hoping for some points today, I guess, after missing yesterday.
He does have the task at hand all the way down in P17 if he wants to get points, but I firmly believe as long as he keeps it clean, then the points will just rain.
Yeah, I've already mentioned this, but most of the DNFs yesterday, if not all of them, were down to driver errors. So I think if you can just maybe a little bit cautious, especially on this first lap. Especially as it's the sprint race, it's going to be carnage. Probably a whole of the first lap, probably a couple dive bombs into the hairpin as well. We'll have to wait and see then. We've got obviously 9 corners before we get to the hairpin. A lot of chicanes. A lot of dive bombs. Hope you're ready for this one, it's going to be a good one. To do wait for the lights now, they are all on. And Romsey's jumped the start. Driving penalty for the Alpha Romeo, but Jimbo has gotten off the line cleanly. And there's Williams already into the wall. That is someone. Eklund's out and we have a safety car. Okay then. What do you think of that start?
Wow, it was going well until, well, for the front 5 at least, but then I think I was on board with Hindle and just seeing Trench just cut the first corner completely, then spins around, and I think Hindle was the one to hit into him, but I think his front wing is still intact. But once again, more carnage at turn 1.
Yeah. So was it Eklund that... No, he wasn't that far up the grid, he wouldn't have been. Who was the Williams that Shea then that spun into the wall? Yeah, it must have been. He's lost a bit of his front wing. Train man has lost his entire front wing, so didn't quite do what he'd said to me in our Ferrari chat before the race, but safety car would have saved him here. So that, what happened to Eklund then? Did you catch that?
No, I didn't really catch that. I don't know what really happened to him.
Yeah, he was I'm pretty sure he got to turn 1. So either got pushed off into the wall on the outside, or maybe someone dived up, broke his wheel on the inside. What's happening at the front? Trixie's staying out. Okay. Jimbo pits. Liam's left. Okay, I think he's retired. As his name's been greyed out as well. Kazakh also stays out. Jay Prentice and Hindle also out there, and Timmy. Sven makes sense for him to stay out there, he's obviously on the medium compound. But everybody else diving into the pit lane.
You also notice that both AlphaTauris have opted for the double stack, so that'll make Rainman fall all the way down to P14 or 13 as he jumps to Williams, but as they've both gone onto the medium tyres, they would have lost a lot of time, at least Rainman did, but at least they can safely go to the end of the race.
Yep, I think Timmy's gone off at turn 3. Oh no, so that's the Liam's AI, okay. I saw the Mercedes just stopped on the exit, I don't know what happened. Yep, wrong Mercedes. Now, why have the top 5 stayed out? Are they not confident that the mediums will make it? I'm not sure what the tyre deck is around here.
Well, the tyre deck on soft is a lot easier on a 25% race around here than a 50, so I think they're just more confident in their tyres that they can take it much further into the race and have the fresh mediums that can maybe close up to the guys who've up to pit.
Okay, let's see what happens. Obviously, both racing points stayed out, so they are going to hinder each other at some point. Trixie will be fine as leading the race. We'll look to try and get the jump on the rest of the field. Are they all staying out? I believe they will. Yeah, it makes sense now. Everyone's caught up. Yeah, just look to positions gained. Jay Prentice up 8 and Sven up 9. Obviously, the pit stops would have helped that. Netsky up 7 and he stopped. Ready into the top 10 for your championship leader.
I'm not sure, I think Jimbo might have lost the lead. Let me check the stats. Yeah, I think Fester jumped him.
Okay then. Must have been held in the pits then, I reckon. And most of the cars did come flooding in, so. And I think that McLaren is right in the middle of the pit lane, isn't it? So you can be held up from cars in front and behind you.
Yeah, another thing is Netsky's put himself in provisional P3.
Fair play.
I don't know how he's done that.
Hit a pit, didn't he? Yeah.
I think he's just got the luck of having his garage be at the end of the pit lane.
Wow, okay then. I mean, Rainman has gained, as he said the AlphaTauri's double stacked. Rainman has still, he's up 5, so not the end of the world, almost in the points. I think Romsey, who I don't believe would have served as driver on a safety car, but the safety car is coming in at the end of this lap. So I'd imagine Romsey will come in straight away to serve that drive-through. I do remember Hindle did have decent pace last night, was the lead driver on the mediums before, and this is a quote from him, the track turned into ice. Apparently he did nothing differently, and he just lost the car, which, I mean, has happened to me, but it's probably just the driver excuse. Trixie opts to get going then just before the braking zone for the final corner, a little bit of a different place to go for it, but he has got the jump on the rest of the field. I think one of the Red Bulls is lost out there. Sven up into P5 has jumped Kazakhs. Not anything else happening further back. Kazakh does run wide though for turn number 2. Timmy gets up into 5th. Sven looking very good now considering his strategy. Is it Fester net 1 now, isn't it? Net P1?
Yep.
Currently sitting in P7 then. Has pole man of Jimbo right behind him. However, he has Netsky right behind him. And we know how quick that particular Swede is. Going down into the hairpin, no moves this time around, everyone opting to be a little bit sensible. I think I heard a little bit of rubbing there from someone, don't know where that was. Someone's pitted. Who was that? Sven? Oh no, wait, was it? Yeah, it was. Sven into the pit lane. Must have picked up damage then. And roams in for the drive-through.
Sven's put on softs.
Is there a front wing change there as well? Or?
Yeah, he changed his wing,
Yeah,
but he
okay.
also put on softs at it, so I think...
That
Unless he
13
started on the
laps.
mediums, I'm pretty sure.
He did start on the medium tyres.
Oh, okay.
Who was the only driver to do so. But 13 laps in a 50% race is hard to do. So he's going to really struggle towards the end of this one.
I think he'll just about make it.
Yeah, we tight. Well, he'll have quick pace now. Might have to jump a couple of cars. Undercut, I do believe, can be successful around here. We're back now. Top 3 have bolted away a little bit. Timmy not climbing the pace, 2 seconds behind Hindle. Jay Prentice currently up in second. Just at the fast lap, the DRS is enabled, and Rainman's out of the race into the pit lane to retire. Ecklin's just said in the chat, someone reversed into him.
I think that could have been Trench then. I think he did come back onto the track backwards.
Ah, okay. So that explains his DNF then, in the first corner.
Not gonna help his championship cause at all.
No points from... Unless he got 4th yesterday. No points for Rainman in 15th. Liam, I believe that's a double retirement for him as well.
These front 3 are really close on provisional. Netsky, Jimbo and Festa. Nearly took it 3 wide through the hairpin. Netsky going around the outside, gets onto the grass a tiny bit. It's gonna be a... But he does get ahead of Jimbo and it looks to make a move down the inside of Festa into the chicane.
Yeah, if Festa doesn't fight it, Jimbo's going to have a look as well. Just backs out. And says fast lap along with it. That is soon to be broken by Vapor King.
Yeah, Festa's getting absolutely gobbled up right now. He's lost 3 positions.
We're not just quite switched the hard tyres on just yet. Oh, sorry, the medium tyres.
It's chase round.
Williams lost it, yep. It's the second time that right end plate's been knocked off that Williams. That's now net P1 for Netsky as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's already put himself a car in front of Jimbo, so Netsky just once again unleashing his true pace now that he's ahead of these guys.
So over top 3 into the pit lane, however what was the race leader Trixie sped into the pit lane, 5-second time penalty will be added on to the end of their race. Netsky into third, Hindle now the race leader has a couple seconds back to Timmy in second. Both of them still have to make their stop, as well as Kazakh's in fourth. He's got to stop again as well. Side by side then, as we have a full course yellow. I can't see what it is. What have we got? Virtual safety car, okay.
I have no idea what caused that.
Yeah, I don't know. Someone might have broken their front wing. I don't know. I know just before that, Netsky was side by Timmy coming into turn 6, but I had to back out of it because I think he was just behind when the VSC was deployed.
Yeah, I think the guys that have pitted here are in the top 5. They're going to be really annoyed right now, because this could be a free pit stop for the non-stoppers.
Yeah, Hinderland now, but VSE comes in just the enters the pit lane, so he won't gain any time. They're all in. I told Train Man's 4th. Is he actually there? He is as well. Okay. Oh, Vapor King's out. Okay, Ferrari has retired in the pits. Currently then your top 3 from last night, currently sitting 1st, 4th and 9th. Sebastian comes back into the pit lane.
I think Sven's softs are beginning to, the wet's beginning to catch up to him now. I believe that is Hindle on the mediums now beginning to catch up to him.
We'll watch that gap then, coming down now into the hairpin just through turn 9. Sven 4-lap old softs, Hindle on his outlap essentially on the mediums. Could do 10 laps on those. CJ Prentice. Wait, he pitted as well, didn't he? He's come out in P5.
Really good from the Racing Point driver. Strategy worked really well for him. You got Trixie in P6 as well.
How has Hindle dropped so far back? Did he get front wing damage?
No, I think they pitted before the VSC came out, so they just lost time because of it.
Okay. Jay Prentice and Trixie pitted 2 laps before him. Currently 5th and 6th. Hindle, so about 7 seconds behind them. Down in P10. Oh, Hindle was held for 5 seconds for a collision on the safety car. There we go. James Dovey, your 3rd commentator in the chat. Cheers, bud. Missed that one. So yeah, Hindle he must have hit someone in the safety car.
Oh, okay.
Just an instant 5 seconds. It's a bit harsh.
Bit of the battle for P3 though. Trainman going down the inside of Trench. Gets the move done nice and cleanly. Maybe Trench can get a run back on him. No, he can't. There's the Ferrari man back into the top 3.
Finished 3rd last night, I think, on penalties. I think Ekelund finished up there but was demoted. Jumbo then qualified 11th yesterday. The only driver to qualify on mediums, so decent lap there to put him just outside the top 10. Was the first to retire, still had pole for today, but must have been held up in the pits, wouldn't it, is what we were guessing. So what happened to him to have dropped back a bit. We're running in 2nd, so continuing his form from last week then, with the double podium.
Yeah, further down the grid though, we have not Sven, Hindle catching up to Sven. Slowly but surely, maybe he can get the move done in this lap on the straight. He does have the DRS and overtake enabled, and it's going to be an easy move done on the straight before the corner. To the run up onto the chicane, but can Sven, he decides to dive into the pits. Maybe for a fastest lap.
Guess it would be at this point. Be the only driver on the softs, I'd imagine yet brand new as well. Was almost forced into that. Could have used the hard tyres, I guess, but I'm guessing they just lack pace around here.
Yeah, they're really slow around this track.
Didn't we have Jay Prentice defending from a Renault for the whole race?
Rumsey's round.
Oh.
Sorry about that one.
No, that's completely fine. You can't go yet. He could have gone then, I think, but just playing it safe, they're going to let everyone through.
Yeah, Jimbo said ghosting was turned off, isn't it?
Yes, ghosting is off. Unless you're being lapped, I'm pretty sure they ghost no matter what. Under that.
Well, that's really unfortunate for him. He was in some position to score some good points.
And his tyres will be a little bit overheated now as well. And I think Thierry spun again at the hairpin, I think. Front wing's still fine though, so there's a slight positive. But those rears are going to be done.
Yeah, I think in his best interest, he should probably just pit and go for the fastest lap.
Yeah. Yeah, back to what I was saying then. Didn't we have Jay Prentice defending from a Renault for the whole race yesterday?
Yeah, I believe we did.
I'm pretty sure he was defending from Trench the whole race. He now has Trixie right behind him for company. So he's going to be a little bit sick of that yellow car by the end of the race. But
they just won't leave him alone, but he used to go out to defend him fair. He does have a lot more ERS than Trixie.
He held off yesterday against Laper Trench, as Trench had a lot of penalties. He dropped behind, is it Tribe as well? That's not here tonight.
I don't know if my timing is missing, but I've not really seen these guys pick up much penalties tonight.
I haven't seen any, I don't think. There may have been one or two right at the start.
I think these guys are doing a lot better than what they did yesterday, keeping it clean and within the limits.
Yeah, I've just used that little trick. You pause the game and then come on the menu, it gives you a little update update. The update I was given was Vapor King speeding into the pits, and he retired a while ago. So
oh yeah, I just got that now. Oh my.
Kazak's right on the back of Hindle for P8. One of two battles currently out there on track. Both racing points under a lot of pressure. However, Timmy's also now caught up to the battle for 5th. And he's going to get past Trixie quite easily. I think Trixie might be running more downforce. Seems to be lacking a little bit in a straight line. They couldn't catch Jay Prentice. And then Timmy's just driven around them as if they weren't there.
You did have Hindle and Kassux going side by side through the Wall of Champions. Kassux looking really racy against this racing point right now. Trying to break late, looking for the long way around, but doesn't make it through.
Timmy's looking quicker than Prentice as well for that 5th position. Come on now on to DRS straight down towards turn 8. You had a little bit of a look there, but you just ran out of time. Lots behind. Hurry, have a look into turn 13 at the final chicane, or maybe into turn 1. Not close enough for a dive into the hairpin. Henry did run a little bit wide. That might just, oh, sorry, Prentice ran a little bit wide. Might just be his line there to get a switch back. Goes very defensive. I think he sensed the threat there from the Mercedes, who just drives past him once again. So now Prentice has a Renault to defend from once more.
Yeah, Timmy was looking really, really racy. He just got the job done really quickly.
These three, they are catching Vapor Trench ever so slightly. But not too long left now, only 3 laps left. This race is absolutely flown by.
Indeed it has. Looking back, we have Kassux getting really, really close to the back of the racing point of Hindle. But I think Hindle's just nailing these exits right now. Doing really well to keep him in front.
Just have thrust a little bit there on the exit. Hasn't seemed to affect him too much. The Red Bull gave him a little bit of a tap, and then once again at the apex. The front wing should be fine from that. He would have lost a little bit of momentum. Can do a little bit defensive into the chicane. Kazakhs, that was definitely a corner cut there. He's going to have the inside for turn 1. He does send up the inside, a little bit of contact. Once more, but Hindle just pushes him wide through turn 2.
Yeah, really good defending once again. The game doesn't want to show me this, but I did click the pause menu and it showed Kazakhs to pick up a penalty going through the wall of champions, so...
Oh, okay.
I think Hindle may have this one covered.
Run down, yeah, Kazakhs lose the back end out of turn 7. Just drop back quite a bit now. Timmy catching Vapor Trench for 4th, so he has pulled away from Prentice and Trixie. As your race leader comes up to start the final lap of the race. Down into turn 1. Just going to check fastest lap quickly. It is to Romsey down in P13. It's gone 2 tenths quicker than Sven could manage on the fresh soft tyres.
Yeah, and then your race leader Avnetsky just once again been a class up of his own, flying 5.7 second gap to P2 of Jimbo.
Yeah, and he's, well, I won't say it too early, but he may have the same position for 2 races in a row. I won't say what position that is until he does cross the line and confirm it. We can give him.
Yeah, I think he's just bottle proof.
Yes, he has no battery left. Going to the final chicane then, avoids the wall. Weaves, and Netsky 2 from 2 here in Canada. What a week for him. Jimbo takes P2 there, started on pole. Trainman will take double podium as well. 2/3 there for the Ferrari. Trying to get a better result than yesterday now, from I think 9th to 4th in terms of results. Make that a 5th as he has penalties. Timmy goes up into 4th. Jay Prentice crosses the line as well and things. They finished 7th or 6th? I think 7th, and they've dropped down to P12. Racing Point, decent race for them, 6th and 7th at the end. Vaporshea then as 8th, 9th for Fester. Kazakhs in 10th. That guy Sven, he got P2 yesterday, so started down at the back, got caught up in quite a bit by the seams of things, and then had to make 2 pit stops due to starting on the mediums. It's again Netsky receiving the games driver of the day.
Very hard to argue with that one, as per.
Yeah, I think we need to make a formula like an F-Zero, just for him to race against himself. Absolutely just smashing the competition at the moment. I would almost suggest a quali ban for him just to try and even it out, but he won from the back of the grid today in half the laps, so it clearly doesn't affect him.
And this man is just unstoppable at the moment. I think at this rate he's going to water the championship.
Yeah, he's extended his lead then. A good result from Jimbo there. But run through the race order. Netsky has taken 2 wins from 2 here in Canada. Started 16th today, but clearly doesn't affect him. Jimbo then from pole after retiring yesterday, considered P2, and Ogre Trainman rounds out the podium there in 3rd. Timmy then up into P4 from 11, and Vapor Trench from 9th. Jay Prentice then as well in 6th, ahead of Hindle, Shea, Festa and Kazakhs rounding out your top 10. That guy Sven, after yesterday's heroic podium, didn't quite have the same pace today after a potential strategy blunder, but obviously got screwed at the start, ahead of Trixie, who had all the penalties at the end. Romsey then brought home in 13th, ahead of Vapor King and some others that I missed. I think Rainman was at the back then. Number 2 others.
Yeah, probably could have been King and I'm pretty sure Liam DNF as well.
Yeah, Liam at the back, and Ekeland obviously got, by the sounds of it, taken out of turn 1, so sucks for him. Better luck next week, but that'll be it then for the sprint race here for F1. Any final words, Dane?
Good job, guys. That's it.
Yeah,
Please stop Lesky.
Yeah, just do something. Break his front ring if you have to. We'll ignore it. Yeah, absolute domination there from your championship leader once again. Thank you very much to the guys that joined us in the stream today. Do leave a like, as I've seen one of you have, so cheers for that. Share the stream as well. More people that see this, obviously, the better for the league. See, Dane, thank you very much for joining. It's been a pleasure once again. Hope to see you next week as usual. So the rest of you come back in about half an hour. You'll see myself in the F2 race, trying not to bottle it and cut penalties. But yeah, that'll be it from us now. So come back in half an hour for the F2 race on. If you don't want to do that, you're only interested in these quick guys, come back next Monday, 7 p.m.